Okay, question 5, I've done a video on each of the reading paper 2 reading questions, so have a look at the other videos in the playlist. So this one is on the volcano paper from 2018. I will leave a link to it all in the information section of this video. So question 5, let's look at an example. Remember, this is the first question in the exam where we're looking at both texts. So it says, to answer the following questions, you must use both texts. Using information both texts, explain briefly in your own words what has happened as a result of the volcanoes erupting in Anya and in Iceland. It's for 4 marks. So key information about question 5, it requires information from both texts. There's 4 marks available, and it's about 4 or 5 minutes work. You do not need to compare in the question 5. In question 6, you do need to compare. But if you look at the question again, it doesn't say compare. It just says gather the information. So this question is actually very similar to questions 1 and question 3, where you're just finding the information. So you're doing exactly the same, but you're just finding information from both texts this time. So I would use this structure. So we're talking about the volcano, and I would say in the text by Robbins, in the text by Sandrick it says. So those are the names of the writers, the surnames of the writer. So I would use that as a little bit of a structure. So if we go back to the question again, the question was what happened as a result. So that's all we're looking for. So all we're looking for is what happened because of the volcanoes have erupted. So all I've got here is the results of the volcanoes. So in the text by Robbins, there was a smell of sulphur in the air, the sky turned red, the families had to leave, also tourists arrived to look at the volcano, and a new crack in the volcano opened up. Those are all basically quotes that I've got from the text. If you didn't have time, remember it's only a 4-mark question, so 5 minutes. If you didn't have time, maybe just pick out 2 quotes from each one. In the text by Sandrick, he says the town was destroyed, the sky became dark, a large tidal wave emerged, houses were swept away, trees were uprooted, and only a handful of people saw. Again, I'm only just gathering information from the text. I'm not writing a PE, so I'm not explaining why the writer has used these words. I'm just gathering information of what the question is asking me to do. So key information about question 5, again, summary. You need to talk about both texts. It's 4 marks, and it's about 4 minutes. And a summary for the whole reading exam. Time manage, remember 4 or 5 minutes for the small ones, 13 minutes for the 10 mark. Leave a 1-line gap between all your PE so it's clear for the examiner, and only say if it's a verb, noun, adjective or whatever if you're pretty sure you're right.